Naomi Campbell, the iconic supermodel who has graced countless magazine covers and runways, now finds herself at the center of a storm that threatens to shatter her carefully crafted image. For years, Campbell has maintained that she is a work in progress, acknowledging her tumultuous past while insisting on personal growth. However, recent revelations suggest that her journey of self-improvement may have been nothing more than a carefully orchestrated facade. The accusations against Campbell are as shocking as they are numerous. Reports indicate that the supermodel is not only involved in charity fraud, but is also allegedly linked to Sean Diddy Combs' criminal enterprise. In this alleged operation, Campbell is said to oversee operations as a madam, a role that stands in stark contrast to her public persona as a fashion icon and philanthropist. According to these reports, Campbell has been using her status and influence to lure young aspiring models into compromising situations. Under the guise of helping these hopefuls secure modeling contracts, she allegedly subjects them to exploitation and forces them to sign non-disclosure agreements. This behavior, if true, represents a gross abuse of power and a betrayal of trust that has left the fashion industry reeling. These latest revelations come on the heels of Campbell's previous scandals, including her controversial association with Jeffrey Epstein.
You were not aware of Epstein activities. Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of sexual predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. They're scarred for life.
Despite her claims of having learned from past mistakes, it appears that Campbell may be caught in a web of deceit and exploitation that spans decades. The supermodel's fall from grace is a stark reminder that even the brightest stars can have the darkest secrets.
I was shocked by this article in Mail on Sunday. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. Passion for Relief is something that came to my mind in 2005. We started with Hurricane Katrina. We've helped the floods in Japan. We've worked with a great association, Save the Children. We worked with Sarah Brown, the former Prime Minister's wife, Gordon Brown's wife, White Women Alliance, maternal health, Ebola crisis, the floods in UK. I mean, it goes on. I'm not going to stop, and I won't be undermined or have my team be undermined for all the wonderful and great work and for all the people that have collaborated and supported the cause that Passion for Relief chooses each year.
As investigators delve deeper into Campbell's affairs, they've uncovered evidence of financial misdeeds that boggle the mind. Millions of dollars donated to her charity, ostensibly intended to help underprivileged individuals, were reportedly misused for personal gain. Instead of funding programs to uplift those in need, Campbell allegedly spent these charitable contributions on luxury items, extravagant vacations, and private jets. This gross misappropriation of funds not only betrays the trust of donors, but also robs those who were meant to benefit from the charity's work.
Why would anyone be surprised to hear that you're being honored as a humanitarian?
I mean, it was again very disappointing to hear and to see the way they wrote about that. To focus on the negative and say this is a vanity charity. There's no vanity about it.
But the rabbit hole goes even deeper. The investigation into Campbell's financial irregularities led authorities to uncover a disturbing connection to Diddy and his alleged criminal activities. One particularly troubling incident that has come to light involves Campbell being present at a party. Diddy allegedly attempted to sexually assault Snoop Dogg after spiking his drink. It was only due to the quick intervention of Snoop's wife that a potentially horrific situation was averted. This revelation not only implicates Campbell in a serious crime, but also raises questions about her complicity in other alleged misdeeds within Diddy's circle. Campbell's history of violence is equally alarming and paints a picture of a woman with a volatile temper and a penchant for physical aggression. Between 1998 and 2009, she racked up an astonishing 11 convictions for physically assaulting her staff. These weren't mere slaps on the wrist. They were serious incidents that left her employees traumatized and fearful. One particularly harrowing account comes from Campbell's former assistant, Georgina. During a fit of rage at a Canadian airport, Campbell allegedly lunged at Georgina, choking her and shaking her violently until she fell to the ground in tears. The court documents describing this incident are chilling, revealing a level of brutality that seems at odds with Campbell's public persona. Another assistant, Vanessa Frisbee, also came forward with claims of being attacked by Campbell during an argument. These accounts, when taken together, reveal a troubling pattern of abusive behavior that mirrors the allegations against Diddy. It's a stark reminder that behind the glamorous facade of the fashion world, there can lurk a dark and violent reality. Campbell's connections to questionable figures extend far beyond Diddy. In 2010, she found herself embroiled in an international scandal when she was called to testify against former Liberian President Charles Taylor. The issue at hand: blood diamonds that Taylor had allegedly gifted to Campbell during a stay at Nelson Mandela's house in South Africa. Taylor, accused of arming rebels during Sierra Leone's brutal civil war, was later convicted of war crimes. Initially, Campbell vehemently denied any wrongdoing or knowledge of the diamonds' origins. However, as pressure mounted, she eventually admitted to receiving the gems, but claimed they were delivered by two mysterious men who showed up at her residence in the dead of night. Her testimony raised more than a few eyebrows, with many believing that Campbell was far more aware of the diamonds' origins than she let on. Former assistant Carol White and actress Mia Farrow both contradicted Campbell's account, claiming that the supermodel had openly flirted with Taylor throughout the evening and was visibly excited about receiving the diamonds. This incident not only called into question Campbell's integrity, but also highlighted her willingness to associate with individuals of dubious character. It's a pattern that seems to have repeated itself throughout her career, culminating in her current predicament. The Epstein scandal further complicates Campbell's narrative and casts an even darker shadow over her past associations. Following Epstein's arrest, it came to light that Campbell had taken at least 5 flights aboard his private jet, infamously known as the Lolita Express. These flights originated in the US Virgin Islands, where Epstein owned an island notorious for hosting debauched parties and alleged criminal activities. Campbell has steadfastly maintained her innocence, insisting that she was completely unaware of Epstein's criminal activities. She claims to have met him through an ex-boyfriend and denies any knowledge of or involvement in his illegal operations. However, her protestations of ignorance ring hollow in light of the mounting evidence. Photos have surfaced showing Campbell socializing with Epstein at various events, raising serious questions about her true level of involvement and knowledge. Her habit of quickly distancing herself from controversial figures once their misdeeds come to light, as she did with Diddy, whom she once referred to as like a brother, has only fueled speculation about her own culpability. As more details emerge about Campbell's connections to Diddy and other questionable figures, it becomes increasingly clear that her carefully curated public persona may be nothing more than a house of cards. The fashion industry, once enamored with her fierce runway presence and iconic status, has begun to scrutinize her actions more closely. Many insiders are now questioning how Campbell has managed to maintain such a lavish lifestyle despite the decline of her modeling career. The disconnect between her visible wealth and her dwindling professional engagements has raised red flags, leading some to speculate about potential illicit sources of income. The situation took another dramatic turn when American-Kenyan influencer Elsa Majimbo spoke out about her experiences with Campbell. Majimbo's account paints a picture of manipulation and betrayal that is all too familiar in the world of high fashion. According to Majimbo, Campbell initially welcomed her into her inner circle, presenting herself as a mentor and friend. However, when Majimbo attempted to distance herself from their relationship, Campbell's true colors allegedly emerged. The supermodel reportedly attempted to blackball Majimbo, using her considerable influence to jeopardize the young influencer's burgeoning career. At just 19 years old, Majimbo found herself caught in a web of manipulation that left her career hanging by a thread. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the dark underbelly of the fashion world and the power dynamics that can leave young, aspiring talents vulnerable to exploitation. As Naomi faces mounting pressure from investigations into her alleged involvement in trafficking and exploitation, the fashion world holds its breath. Speculation is rife about whether she will face legal repercussions for her actions, and if so, what form they might take. The potential fallout from this scandal could lead to significant changes within the modeling industry, as it grapples with long-standing issues of accountability and exploitation. with whispers of other victims potentially coming forward and mounting evidence against both Campbell and Diddy. It seems that the supermodel's days as an untouchable icon may be numbered. The fashion industry, long accustomed to turning a blind eye to the misdeeds of its stars, may be forced to confront its own complicity in enabling such behavior. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is abundantly clear: Naomi Campbell's legacy is at stake. The glamorous facade she's maintained for years is beginning to crack under the weight of scrutiny and allegations. The reality behind the glitz and glamour may reveal a darker truth about one of fashion's most iconic figures, a truth that could forever change how we view the industry as a whole. The public is now more eager than ever to know how this scandal will play out. Will Naomi Campbell ultimately be held accountable for her alleged actions? Or will the powerful connections she's cultivated over the years allow her to escape unscathed? The answers to these questions could have far-reaching implications, not just for Campbell herself, but for the entire fashion industry. As we watch this gripping tale unfold, we're left questioning the true cost of fame and fortune in the cutthroat world of high fashion. The Campbell scandal serves as a stark reminder that behind the glossy magazine covers and dazzling runway shows, there often lurks a darker reality, one of exploitation, abuse, and moral compromise. The fashion industry now stands at a crossroads. Will it use this moment as an opportunity for genuine introspection and reform? Or will it once again sweep the uglier aspects of its culture under the rug, allowing the cycle of exploitation to continue unchecked? Only time will tell how this story will end. But one thing is certain: the world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. As more details emerge and new voices join the chorus of accusations, the pressure on Campbell and her associates continues to mount. For now, the supermodel who once seemed invincible finds herself in an unfamiliar position on the defensive, her reputation hanging by a thread. The coming weeks and months will likely bring more revelations, more accusations, and potentially more legal action. In the end, the Naomi Campbell scandal may prove to be a watershed moment for the fashion industry. It could be the catalyst that finally forces a reckoning with the darker aspects of its culture, ushering in an era of greater accountability and protection for vulnerable individuals. Or it could be yet another scandal that fades from the headlines, leaving the underlying issues unresolved. The choice, ultimately, lies with those who have the power to effect change within the industry. As we await further developments, one thing remains clear: the world of high fashion will never be quite the same again. The myth of the untouchable supermodel has been shattered, and in its place, we're left with a sobering reminder of the human cost of our obsession with glamour and celebrity. The Naomi Campbell story serves as a cautionary tale for aspiring models and a wake-up call for industry insiders. It reminds us that even the most seemingly perfect facades can hide deeply troubling realities. As we move forward, it's crucial that we remain vigilant, questioning the systems and individuals that wield such immense power over young, vulnerable talents. In the end, the true test will be whether the fashion industry can learn from this scandal and implement meaningful changes. Will it prioritize the safety and well-being of its models over profit and prestige? Will it create robust systems to prevent exploitation and hold abusers accountable? These are the questions that will define the legacy of the Naomi Campbell scandal. As the story continues to unfold, the world watches with bated breath, hoping that from this darkness, a brighter, more ethical future for fashion might emerge.